Last month, I was given the opportunity to present Trash Panda at Collision as part of the City of Toronto booth with the Toronto Metropolitan University's little setup. And I took that as an opportunity to use it as a deadline to finish up my game. And I even decided to do a daily vlog, and I called it the 30-day game dev challenge because it was 30 days from the time I thought of it. And I was even counting down. And then around halfway through, I realized doing a daily vlog is not sustainable for my lifestyle. The main reason being because it was taking away from the actual development time. And so I decided to just give up on it and focus on finishing the game. I still had 2 weeks to go. So that begs the question, did I accomplish my goal? Have I finished Trash Panda? The answer is basically. I mean, yeah, I'm going to say yes, I finished it. I mean, it's not ready to be published by any stretch, but I think all the core mechanics are in there, and I'm really pleased with what I've accomplished in those 30 days. So I'm going to do a quick rundown of the things I did. I'm not going to get into the gritty details in this vlog, but I will in future devlogs explain some of the nitty-gritty pieces of it. First things first, I brought back the welcome screen. I changed it up, like this text on the screen here. I just did this for the conference because I figured this screen might be up a lot, and if it's left unattended, I want people to read it. I also got rid of the link to the wish list on Steam and replaced it with a QR code because, again, this isn't going to be people's computers. I want them to be able to link to it, and same with the Discord. So let's get into the play, and you'll see the first changes. I've added a select a neighborhood thing, and that's the other thing, is I now have more than one neighborhood, so that is a big deal. So I've got Fallingbrook and Swansea. These are two quaint little areas that I like, that I think are quite conducive to playing because they're not very level. So let's go into Swansea. And here you'll see I've got a little did you know facts. So those were some randomly shown facts. The physics, last you heard, I was going to try the Havoc system, and in short, I decided against it. I spent a good 3 or 4 days trying to learn how to implement it, and the short answer is I didn't. Instead, when you knock over a bin, I did it so that all the garbage is pushed out of the bin. It causes a few other kind of issues where the garbage goes berserk, but it's working well enough, I think. I may come back to this another day, but I've got to, at some point you got to call something good enough. So you'll see as soon as everything settles down, bling, all the scoring happens. So that's pretty good. I made improvements to the challenge system to trigger it better. One of the main changes I made, I borrowed a page from this guy, Dr. Christian Well. He has this really simple, elegant solution of using Pro Builder to create custom shapes that can act as borders for your game. And so I took that idea and used it as a trigger. So I've got this unique shape right here that encompasses the challenge area. Let's take a little better look at that. And yeah, so if you enter into this area, it'll trigger it. If you exit that area, it'll untrigger it. So that's been very helpful. Thank you, Christian, for that fantastic video, which I'm linking to down below. This also instigated the need to change up where are we? Game manager, audio manager, music player. So I changed up the music player because it was conflicting with, switching from one song to the next song, and I wanted the music to be able to loop. So I created two music sources, and they kind of ping pong back and forth depending on what you need. I'll get into more details on that in another vlog of how I did that. And what else have I got to share with you? Oh yeah, the conference. How did the conference go? Well, it didn't. Leading up to the conference, I was waiting on information on like how do I get in? Where's the booth? How's it going to be set up? I was told it was going to be in like an arcade machine, which I thought was super cool. And yet, on the day of the conference, I still didn't have a ticket. Like I couldn't get in because someone screwed up. I still don't know who that was, although I've got my suspicions. I eventually finagled a ticket to get into the conference. I got my credentials. I get into the conference. I find the City of Toronto booth. I find the Creative School at the Toronto Metropolitan University section of the booth, and there was the arcade machine, and it wasn't on, and there were no controllers. and I couldn't figure out how to turn it on. And then I eventually got it turned on, but then I needed a password. And everyone there was just like, yeah, someone from your school was here and we don't know how to turn it on. I'm like, okay. So I'm emailing people, I'm calling people, nothing was happening. As it turns out, the guy responsible for this left the country that morning. He was off to some other conference in Florida. I'm like, WTF. So it was really, really frustrating and offensive to be invited to something and then to be ghosted. So I was really, really upset. Now it's been a week now, so I've sort of calmed down. I'm kind of laughing about the whole thing now. I'm, trying to put a positive spin on it. And the truth is, the one really positive thing that I most wanted out of this experience was I wanted a deadline to get Trash Panda to, well, where it is now. So it's like pretty much done. Like it's not done. Like I got to build more levels and there's just, a few little touch-ups, but like the core mechanics are working and I will be able to spend this summer just like picking away at it because I don't want to release it during the summer anyway. They say that indie games should never be released in the summer because that's when all the AAA games go. So you just get buried. I might as well wait until the fall. Besides which, my composer best friend, Adrian, he says that he won't be able to start working on the music till the end of the summer anyways, so I might as well wait. That gives me a couple months to continue polishing without stressing about it, to build up more marketing material. I'm going to do more devlogs. I want to explain some of the things I did over the last couple of weeks. And so, but here's another thing is I also get to brag that Trash Panda was at Collision Conference this year, even if barely anyone got to see it. That said, by Thursday, the fourth day of the conference, they got the machine running, and so some people played it. I wasn't there for it by that point, but it was seen at the Collision Conference. I get to say that sentence, and that's something I'm going to add to like the Steam page and to the web page, as seen at the Collision Conference, which is a great laurel I get to put in my hat, and so there. More importantly, though, I owe my daughter a treehouse. I was going to build her a treehouse last summer, or the second level of her treehouse, and then Trash Panda kind of took over my life. And so now that I'm going to call this mostly done, I'm going to work on her treehouse, and who knows, maybe I'll do a devlog about that.